Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is May 23rd, 2024, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Nvidia does it once again, blows through its corporate earning reports and surges to all-time record highs in after-hours trading. Now looking at today's major economic events, we've got a bunch of flash manufacturing and services PMI numbers coming out. Starting out at 9:15 from France, 9:30 from Germany, 10:30 from Great Britain, and at 3:45 from the United States. Now looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the Australian dollar give up its momentum on the upside and sell off. Looking at the indices, the Dow Jones retreats just a little bit, but the NASDAQ surges to new all-time record highs. Now looking at commodities, gold sells off while natural gas continues to rally up higher. And looking at the stocks, they're mixed, and Tesla giving up some of its gains from yesterday. And lastly, look at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. First with the Australian dollar. It teeters lower and it's back on supportish levels. So this is why it's very choppy kind of trading. There's not much of a follow through. We're coming to the end of the move as that was clearly stated. But the question is, it's only in hindsight that it's clearly stated because there was no reason for it to stop at 66.97 and especially to retreat so aggressively back to 66.21. So that is a very important retracement for the Australian dollar. Now, looking at the other pairs, all right? So nothing really jumping out in terms of the Forex symbols, but jumping into commodities. Let's take a look at gold, finally pushing lower. It broke that 23.95. That's a really important. 2400 was a really important area, and we're trading right now at 2364. I'm going to jump to a four-hour chart just to give us perspective. So we are at supportish level. So I do expect a push higher, at least a bounce. Okay, not a push higher, but a bounce, especially as we've hit that 200-day moving average. Now, jumping into natural gas, doesn't stop, continues going higher to 2.8 from its 2.62 area. Not a big deal, but it did look like it was going to stall and make a correction. However, it is pushing higher. Next real resistance-ish level is close to 3, okay, if we look at it like that. So consider that another play for today. Now, jumping into the U.S. markets, this is where it gets really interesting. The Dow Jones had a bit of a nosedive in midday, okay? If we look at a one-hour chart, you could see it. It happened towards the end of the day, some selling. And we did teeter lower. We are below our 40,000. But the NASDAQ, check it out. New all-time record highs in after-hours trading. And this is really because of what's going on with Nvidia. Now, jumping into Nvidia, it's not going to be a clear-cut chart because this is only intraday. This is actually gapping up this morning to about above $1,000. Okay, so you're going to see a gap up this morning. So the way to play it, just be very, very careful because sometimes it gaps up, sells off. Sometimes it gaps up and goes. You know, it's going to be choppy kind of trading for Nvidia. So I would like to see the dust kind of settle before we celebrate which way it's going to go. But traders and after hours were really celebrating it. Okay, so that's been a big play. JP Morgan also back close to its all-time record highs. If you look at a 4-hour chart, bouncing above again and holding on to that. Tesla, though, look at it. Hit that 200-day moving average and petered out. Didn't sustain it. Okay, sold off. Not a big sell-off, but enough to really give us that confirmation that there is no upwards momentum, at least for now. Okay, so keep that in mind as we're looking at that. The other important stock to look at is Microsoft because that one was the strongest on the board and it's giving us a doji. Okay, this type of candle is called a doji. It means that there are buyers, there are sellers. It's very tight, but there's not enough buyers, not enough sellers to push us in either direction, not to make new record highs and not to sell off. So we're kind of this no man's land right now when it comes to Microsoft as well. Now looking at Bitcoin at the top of the move here at 69, we did retreat just a little bit below 70K. But all intents and purposes, it's unchanged for the past few days. And also, kind of like the same environment that Microsoft finds itself. We're in a doji, different types of dojis, but we're in a very tight range on our resistance-ish level. So there's some resistance from it pushing higher, okay? No pun intended, but that's really important to note. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.